Will I see tomorrow? I don't know. Yeah, I don't have to worry, God is in control.
Does it ever get weird if you're listening to a hip hop song and it says like, F the police?
Yeah. So on the way here, I was actually playing, whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police.
Yeah. Is it an out-of-body experience?
I have come across people that have interacted with me, and I can tell it's because I'm black. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't want to talk to me. They want to talk to the other officer.
So you actually put out tracks?
I got probably over a couple hundred.
What?
Yeah.
And you wrote them all? Constable Dennis Dunkley from the Toronto Police Service, the viral rapper. Thank you so much for joining me on the BG Show.
Yeah, man, thank you for having me.
Well, you've been entertaining us. You've been keeping us safe, and you've been entertaining us.
Apparently, yeah.
How did you get into music?
Before I became a police officer,
Yeah.
I did music for a number of years.
Yeah.
I actually have like a stage name and all that, and I was out there going to the States all the time.
What's your stage name?
Dru Bex.
Dru Bex?
Yeah, so I was out there.
How did you get that stage name?
You know, Jamaican people, man, we got multiple names.
Yeah.
So that's actually part of my name. Like Dru is actually my one of my real names.
Okay.
And Bex is a variation of my one of my middle names.
Okay.
And that was it, man. Dru Bex. I was out there, been to Paris, all over, you know, performing and so on. So yeah, I got into it just as a teenager, and then just kept up with it. Started putting out releases, performing, and you know.
So you actually put out tracks?
Oh, I got probably over a couple hundred.
What?
Yeah.
And you wrote them all?
Yeah.
So rapping music, was that an outlet for you?
That was my thing. So I grew up in the church, right? The rap I did was like influenced by that, by like faith-based whatever. And I just was like, okay, I can rap. I love rap. When I started going to church, I was like, oh man, I don't want to distance myself from rap. So I said, okay, I'm gonna rap, but I'm gonna include, you know, the stuff that I'm like, the faith-based stuff. I'm gonna include that in there. And I had a whole career. Technically, I still have it because the music is still there and the fans are still there.
Were you making money while you were a rapper?
Yeah, I mean, as an independent artist, I made money and I still make money, but it might just have gotten to the point over the past couple of years where I'm starting to make more than I put in. Yeah. As far as residuals, like I'm not putting out new music, but the residuals are still going, right? So
right. Yeah. Did any like big famous artists notice you?
Yes, actually.
Who?
Redman.
Okay.
Redman. I was in contact with him shortly before I stopped rapping. Actually, I was in contact with him, and he was like, "Hey, send me something." I met Cardinal. I've met him before, but I met him. I ran into him in Jamaica, actually.
Oh, for real?
Believe it or not, just on my recent trip.
Yeah.
So, but that wasn't anything to do with music. It just happened that we were on the same plane together.
Oh wow!
And talked a little bit, but you know, he was going his way, I was going my way.
So what made you want to leave music and go into
policing?
Yeah.
So like I said, music is great. I love it. It was an outlet, and the main reason why I was doing it wasn't financially, but at the same time, grown man, you gotta pay bills, you gotta feed your family and all of that.
You have a full family, right? You have a wife and kids.
Yeah, I got a wife and kids. So at some point, you know what I mean? Like getting the age I'm getting, it's like, okay, the music is cool, but I need something more stable, right? I did have another job while I was rapping, but I mainly saw that as supporting my rapping. But when I transitioned into policing, I was like, all right, I think I'm finally gonna just let the music go, you know? So.
But you didn't really let it go because obviously, like, I mean, this clip went viral.
I've been feeling jaded like there's lines on my face. Yeah, but I'm only getting started now. I ain't way too far from where I started out. Will I see tomorrow? I don't know.
We posted it to our platforms and the community loved it.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised, actually. I thought I would get more. Of course, I got some negative comments and negative response, but I thought I was gonna get more of a negative response.
Yeah.
Especially like you guys' platform, I read some of the comments, 6Buzz, overwhelmingly positive. I was like, okay.
So how did that all play out? You were just at a community event and they asked you to take the mic?
So I work at 32 Division, which is in North York. And
in which area in North York?
So that's like Young and Shepherd.
Okay.
Right?
So you cover Young Shepherd, Jane and Finch, around there?
So Jane and Finch is 31. They're just west of us.
Okay, so but close proximity.
Close.
Okay.
Like sometimes we will go to their calls and vice versa, right? But community barbecue, so we have something called neighborhood community officers.
Yeah.
And they do, like their main goal is to be community officers, right? Engage in the community. And they put on a barbecue.
Yeah.
And they know, like those guys know that I did music. So they were like, hey man, you want to just come out and do a song? So I'm like, all right, cool. Went out, did it, didn't think much of it. About a week later, my phone starts blowing up. Notifications, yo, you're on 6Buzz, you're on this, you're on Brandon Gonez, you're on you're on such and such, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh shoot, okay. Rest is history, right?
So did you have that that rap ready to go?
Yeah, I have performance tracks just like in my Google my Google Drive, so it's on my phone.
Yeah.
So I went to the DJ. I'm like, hey man, can you plug this in? Can you play this? He played it. Ready to go. You know what I mean? So
Can you drop the bars that you dropped that day?
that particular song?
Yeah. Do you remember it still?
It's melodic, right?
Yeah.
So it's without the beat. It's just me kind of doing the melody. But will I see tomorrow? I don't know. Yeah, I don't have to worry. God is in control.
Hey.
Yeah. He told me that he already blessed this.
Hey.
So I'm going in like there's no exit.
Hey.
Will I see tomorrow? I don't really know. No, I don't have to worry. God is in control. Yeah. He told me that he already blessed this.
Yay.
So I'm going in like there's no.
That was okay. Wow. You are multi-talented.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
So what was the reception that day? Like, were the kids coming up to you?
Yeah,
what were they saying?
I don't know if it was a hip hop crowd.
Yeah.
But there was some people that I could tell were like hip hop fans that kind of like, oh boy, this cop is gonna do something. Oh my god. And then when I started rapping, they're kind of just like, okay, you know. So people were vibing.
Yeah.
Families were there vibing with their parents and kids. So it was good.
You know what really intrigues me is like, obviously being an officer, working in policing, it can be a difficult reality.
Yes.
Especially in the times that we're living in, and we know that there are a lot of good officers and there are some that are not so good, and we see those interactions all the time. How do you think like using music can help to bridge that gap with communities who have distrust with policing?
Aside from like doing things like what we just did, the community thing, showing them that we're people with different interests and different, we do other things outside of policing. I think that especially with hip hop, it can help me engage with some of the members of the community, especially the younger people, because I can speak their language.
Yeah, you're relating to them.
I'm plugged in.
Yeah.
Even like I'm plugged in still. Like even when I became a cop, I didn't stop becoming a hip hop fan.
Right.
So I'm still plugged in, so I can still get some nuances where some other officers that have kind of removed themselves, they might not be able to relate, or they might not get some of the references, or so just it'll help me. I believe I can use music, especially hip hop, to just kind of just engage with the young people in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does it feel being an officer, but also being a black man?
If you had asked me about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago now, if I was going to be a police officer, I would have said no. And the reason why is because even though I have come across many good officers, because I have officers in my family, right? Or one officer in my family, and other people that work with the police. But growing up, being black in the Toronto area, I have had some interactions with police, and they haven't always been pleasant. So I kind of did fall into that kind of groupthink of like, okay, police are over there, we're over here. Especially me being a member or a part of the hip hop community also, you don't mix those two typically, right? So I kind of did, even though my music was not gangster or nothing like that, I still kind of lived by the hip hop code of like, police are over there, we do our thing.
Yeah.
But then I started to realize, hey, as a black man, I have the opportunity to be a bridge, right? As a hip hop guy too, I have the opportunity to build bridges and be a bridge.
Yeah.
So instead of just kind of standing on the outside, judging and whatever, I can come in and I can be that guy that goes to the call that involves black people, and they can see a familiar face, and automatically, I've seen it, automatically the tension drops.
Because people feel safer around you.
Because they feel safer, because they're like, okay, this guy, I have a feeling he's gonna understand a little bit better than the other guy that doesn't look like me. That's the thing, right? I've had some people say, oh, like, look at you. Like I had one guy, like, look at you, you're a black guy, look at you,
They look at you as like a sellout, you mean?
Yeah, kind of thing, right?
How does that feel when you hear that?
I understand. I don't take it personally because I understand. I get it, right? We have a history, not always a pleasant one, being over-policed, all of those things, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. So I don't take it personally. I just try to show them that I understand.
Right. Obviously, the institution of policing is not a perfect institution. You, as a black man, being a police officer, wanting to be that bridge, do you ever feel like you're fighting a fight or carrying a weight that others don't have to carry?
In some ways, I kind of feel like I have an advantage.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing: it depends where you go. If I go to an area that has mostly black, majority black population, I feel like I have an advantage.
Right.
As far as like, okay, I'll be able to recognize and relate. But if I go to certain areas where there's not a lot of black people, there's another community, sometimes I feel like I have a disadvantage. As far as like, I still got to do my job and I still do it. But I feel a little bit like, okay, I have come across people that have interacted with me, and I can tell it's because I'm black. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't want to talk to me. They want to talk to the other officer that looks like them. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So it goes both ways.
It goes both ways. Yeah. We see so far too many times, and you know, I've been in media for a long time, and so many stories of just so many unfortunate occurrences between law enforcement and communities of color, particularly black communities. What advice do you have for, especially young people, you know, young people of color who, if they get into an interaction with an officer and it's not feeling pleasant, or there's no one who looks like you or physically there to help de-escalate things, what advice do you have to young people in terms of avoiding a bad interaction? And sometimes it's not the young person's fault, right? You're right. And sometimes it's not the police officer's fault. But these interactions are happening.
Are you talking about young people of color or just young people in general?
I want to particularly focus on young people of color, and particularly young black people.
So the reality is, we have a different reality.
Right.
As far as like, there are things that we have to teach our kids that other people might not teach their kids.
Right.
Right? Case in point, interacting with police. It's a sad reality. Hey son, hey daughter, you know, when you are pulled over, you may have to be a little bit more cooperative than you would think that you have to be.
Because people have their biases.
People have biases. There's something called implicit bias. Even people that don't think they have bias, we often have implicit bias that we're not even aware of. So yeah, I would just say, it sucks that I would have to give this advice, but I would have to give this advice for safety reasons. Just like, do everything you can to just be compliant. If you feel you're being mistreated, then, you know what I mean, deal with it afterwards, make a complaint. Everything these days, majority anyways, is on body camera.
Right.
So if the police officer has a bad interaction with you and you think they're being unfair, that'll all be on camera. And when people review the camera, they'll see what's up.
There's actions and steps you can take after.
Yeah, and you know, so I would just say, and this is advice I'll give to everybody, but especially people of color, like young people of color.
But it can be hard though when people are feeling disrespected in that moment.
Yeah, and it's just, you know what I mean? You gotta find it within yourself to just be like, all right. And that's in general in life, right? Any interaction with anybody, really, you want to make sure that, who was it? Jay-Z said it, but I'm sure somebody else said it before him. A wise man said, don't argue with fools, because from a distance, people can't tell who was who, right? So it's like, in that moment, just don't get into an argument, because I'll tell you what, if there's a police officer, and there's anybody, but especially if there's like a young black person or whatever, and somebody sees them arguing, people are automatically going to assume this guy's in the wrong, the police officer's in the right. He must have done something or he or she must have done something to aggravate the police officer.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just play it cool and let the camera capture what it captures. And, you know.
I appreciate the advice and I appreciate the transparency, because I think for a lot of people hearing that with somebody who holds a position that you hold, it's going to land a little bit. And hopefully it lands, because we want to avoid, you know, any of those situations from happening, right?
Yeah.
I do want to get back to your music career.
All right.
Do you ever think you will, you know, take music more seriously again?
So I had never thought about it until obviously the video went viral. I'm a police officer. I never planned on mixing the two. I planned on
But here you are in the mix-up.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I did plan on potentially using music as a tool or my music history. I didn't actually think about putting out actual music, more music. But now, hey, anything's possible. We'll see where it goes. I don't currently have any plans to cut new records, nothing like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it'll be received. You know, police officer rapping, whatever.
Hey, people are loving it so far.
So yeah, you never know, right? I definitely still have it in me. I can still compose rhymes. I still have an ear for music. I hear an instrumental and I start, you know, doing a little thing, a thing. But we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the fire's still alive.
Oh yeah, the fire's still alive. Yeah.
Who's your top 5 of all time?
Not necessarily in particular order.
Okay.
But I got Jay-Z on there.
Yeah.
I got our boy Drizzy on there. People, I know it's unfashionable right now to big up Drake.
It's never unfashionable.
That's our guy.
It's never unfashionable.
That's our guy.
Big him
there
up.
you go. Big up Drake. I put Eminem on there. I'm not a huge Eminem listener.
Yeah.
But if I'm talking about just like skill and ability, I got Busta Rhymes actually was one of my biggest inspirations growing up. And then 5, I'd probably throw in
Nicki Minaj.
I rate Nicki, but I wouldn't put her in my top 5.
Oh.
You're a Nicki fan?
Pull up in the monster automobile.
Yo, she had the best verse. She did have the best verse on that song though.
She did.
She did have the best verse on that song.
Yeah.
I think 5 is gonna be 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are my guys. So.
Yeah. All right. My last question for you, now that you are an officer, you're in law enforcement, does it ever get weird if you're listening to a hip hop song and it says like, F the police?
Yeah. So on the way here, I was actually playing KRS-One. Woo, woo. That's the sound of the police. Yeah. That's the sound of the beast. I was listening to this because I'm like, you know what? I haven't heard that song in a while.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
How does that feel for you?
It's a little bit like...
Is it an out-of-body experience?
It's a little bit like, but it is what it is. I still listen to even the local stuff, and it's like, ooh, like they're talking about stuff closer. Like it's one thing when it's in the States, but you got guys talking about stuff that's happening here.
Yeah.
As a hip hop fan, I'm listening and I'm like, oh, this is. I like how it sounds. I like the flows and all of that.
Yeah.
But they're talking about stuff that is hitting a little close to home as far as like I'm on the opposite side, and these guys are literally in my city.
Yeah.
Doing stuff, and talking about stuff. So it gets a little challenging.
It can be.
But I just try to I try to like cognitive dissonance and just try to enjoy the music, I
love the cognitive dissonance. Your colleagues, do they support you on your journey, on your musical journey right now?
Yeah, I mean, especially in one of those viral videos. Yeah, you'll see a guy going going off, right? He's an officer that's always been like supporting me.
Watching from the pictures, okay, now we got it tight. Watch me hit the buzzer beater, hey. Whoa, watch me hit the buzzer beater.
Yeah, they think it's cool.
Okay.
They think it's cool. I'm not sure how many of them are my particular colleagues are actual hip hop fans.
Because you want to know what I'm thinking.
What are you thinking?
Since we have the rapping Toronto police officer, you need to do a feature with the singing Toronto
TTC
bus driver.
Yes.
That would be pretty iconic.
Baby, I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt? I know you smell the perfume, the makeup on a shirt.
If opportunities are presented, I would have to weigh the opportunity when it's presented.
Okay.
And look at all the things, all the factors that go into it. But I never say never to anything.
Alrighty. Yeah. Constable Dennis, thank you so much for coming on the BG Show.
Thank you, sir.
Keep following your passion, but even more importantly, keep being a beacon of hope for the community.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Likewise, you're a pillar in our community.
Thank you.
When I heard I was coming on the brand and going on the show, I was like, listen, man, that's a benchmark right there. You know what I mean?
You got a fresh lineup too.
Oh yeah.
I have John here.
We have John here? Okay. Listen, we get answers in the moment. We have John, the viral TTC bus driver. Okay, we have Constable Dennis, the viral Toronto police rapper. We want to see a collaboration. Do you think that's possible?
100%. I saw him and I said we have to get this going.
Well, you heard me, man. I'm like I said, opportunities come. I'm open to them. So
everybody, stay tuned. We will have the exclusive performance on the show. I promise you that. I cannot wait to make this happen. Constable, thanks so much for coming in, man.
Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it. There's one more thing that I have to do. I gotta give a shout out to my staff sergeant.
Oh, who's your staff sergeant?
Randall Lee. He's the best staff sergeant.
Shout out to Constable or Staff Sergeant Randall Lee.
Staff Sergeant
Yes,
Randall Lee.
yes.
32 Division.
All right, shout out to 32 Division. Hey, if I'm ever in the area, please make sure I get a blind on everything. I'm joking.
Hey, it's BG, and I want to know, what do you think about what you just watched? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments below, but also make sure to check out even more great content like this video and this video over here. And if you haven't subscribed to the Brandon Gona Show, do so right now by clicking this button right here.